Hi, this is Glenn Phillips, Senior Insights Consultant for Watermark, and thanks for joining me in outer space for another assessment tip. One of the things that I think is out of this world, see what I did there, is when folks have the tools that they need to talk about the assessment of their assessment process. Something that I've found can be really useful is a I cannot emphasize this enough, very short survey to faculty and staff engaged in the process about what they like about your assessment process and what they feel can be improved by your assessment process. Some of the things that I find are useful is to ask if they find the Office of Assessment to be a useful resource, or if they would encourage a fellow faculty member to use the office as a resource to make their assessment better. It can really give assessment offices a better idea of how folks are using and how people perceive their office. Many institutional accreditors require folks to assess their assessment or show evidence that they are assessing their assessment, and a short assessment survey can do a great job with this. If you're interested in additional ways to assess your assessment, you might want to look into your technology if you are using a platform for assessment and see if they have ways that you can capture aggregate information about the kind of things that your assessment process is doing. What kind of methods are you using? What kind of action items are you taking? And that can add to your story as well. I highly recommend that folks sit down with their survey folks if that's outside of their office, or sit down and think internally about what some of the questions are that they think are valuable. As a helpful tip, I always encourage people never to ask the questions that you're just curious about. Only ask the questions that you need to know, because that's the way that you can get folks to really engage in a meaningful way with a survey, and then communicate the actions that you've taken based on the information that you receive from that survey. Just like our students, our faculty want to know what we're doing with the information that we're gathering about them and from them. And so if faculty take time to reflect on their assessment process and their experience with that assessment process, I encourage you to be really clear and communicative about what changes that you've made or what changes you've made based on that. The second thing is that if you don't have time or don't have interest in a survey, it might be wise to capture 5 or 6 faculty members and put them in a room and do a small focus group just to talk about ways that you can improve your assessment process. Assessment committees or councils can be incredibly helpful, but they are often far more entrenched in the process than someone who can be perhaps more critical that wasn't part of creating that process. So I hope you find those to be some helpful hints as you're looking to assess your own assessment process. Have a great day.